Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. They have both just shared this on Instagram with the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." This kind of fairy tale is something she's always written about in her music, something that she's always wanted.
I can't function. This is...
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. They have both just shared this on Instagram with the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." This kind of fairy tale is something she's always written about in her music, something that she's always wanted. I can't function. This is Taylor Swift maybe living out the kind of love story most people only dream about, but leave it to her to remind us that even fairy tales come with a few hilarious bloopers. In one of her most candid and laugh-out-loud stories yet, the pop superstar shared how Travis Kelce actually proposed. And according to Taylor, it was not the flawless cinematic moment fans might have pictured. Instead, it was awkward, sweet, and just a little bit clumsy, which makes it all the more perfect. Fans have been swooning over the engagement photos and the romantic garden setting, complete with wine, flowers, and the sparkling ring of a lifetime. On Instagram, it looked like a scene pulled straight from a Nicholas Sparks novel. But, as Taylor explained in her own words, the reality was much funnier. Travis may be a competent Super Bowl champion on the field, but when it came time to pop the question to the love of his life, his nerves got the best of him. Taylor admitted that the moment was filled with a mix of charm and chaos. There was some fumbling, a line that came out sounding a little less smooth than he probably intended, and a long pause where she could not help but laugh. She even described the scene as feeling a little surreal because in her mind, she had always imagined this perfectly polished proposal. And instead she got something that was a lot more human. But as she told it, that is exactly what made it so special. Rather than playing it cool, Travis was vulnerable, excited, and clearly overwhelmed by the gravity of the moment. Taylor confessed that she found it adorable. And by the time he finally got the words out, she already knew she was going to say yes. The whole thing, awkward pauses and all, ended up being the kind of story you tell forever because it feels so real and so genuine. And honestly, could there be anything more on brand for Taylor Swift than turning her own proposal into a funny, relatable tale that fans instantly fall in love with? Swifties are already calling it the most Taylor thing ever. Instead of keeping it all picture perfect, she is letting everyone in on the slightly messy, very human, and totally unforgettable details. So, while the world may have expected a flawless fairy tale proposal from one of the biggest couples in pop culture, what they got was even better. A story filled with nerves, laughter, and a whole lot of love. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. With just that one cheeky line, a firecracker emoji, and a 5-picture Instagram carousel, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce managed to break the internet in the most casual yet world-shaking way possible. It was the kind of post that made fans drop their phones, squeal out loud, and immediately send screenshots into every group chat. Leave it to Taylor to sum up one of the biggest celebrity announcements of the year in a single sentence that felt funny, playful, and so perfectly her. The post went live on Tuesday, and within minutes, it had exploded into one of the most talked about moments of the year. In less than a day, more than 28 million people had already liked it on Instagram, turning it into one of the most engaged with posts on the entire platform. It is not every day that the world's biggest pop star and one of the NFL's most recognizable athletes casually confirm that they are officially getting married. And fans were not about to let it slide quietly. The pictures themselves were everything fans could have hoped for and more. The first image showed Travis on one knee gazing up at Taylor with that look of pure love while Taylor leaned in with her hand on his face, clearly emotional and already glowing with excitement. The next photos showed them wrapped in each other's arms, looking more in love than ever, as if the entire world around them disappeared, and only they existed in that moment. It was simple, intimate, and completely breathtaking. And then came the third photo, which instantly had fans zooming in and gasping out loud. Taylor, dressed in a chic Ralph Lauren halter neck dress and sporting a diamond-encrusted Cartier watch, held out her hand to reveal the ring. The stunning cushion-cut diamond sparkled on a delicate gold band, catching the light in just the right way to make everyone's jaw drop. Swifties and jewelry lovers alike immediately flooded social media with commentary, memes, and theories about the design and the cost, with many pointing out how perfectly it matched Taylor's timeless vintage-inspired style. The remaining pictures continued to show the couple in the kind of bliss that cannot be staged. Whether they were sitting together under a dreamy trellis of flowers or simply sharing a private embrace, the love between them radiated from every frame. Fans were quick to call it the Instagram post of the century, with some even saying they had been waiting for this moment since the first time Taylor showed up in the Kelce family suite back in 2023. What makes the whole thing even sweeter is that Taylor did not need a long caption or some carefully curated announcement. One witty sentence comparing them to everyday school figures was all it took. It was funny. It was casual. It was down to earth. And it somehow managed to make one of the biggest celebrity engagement reveals in history feel totally relatable. In true Taylor fashion, she turned what could have been a staged spectacle into something simple, heartfelt, and playful. It is the kind of post that reminds everyone why people love her so much. She may be the world's biggest pop star, but she still knows how to keep things light, fun, and just a little bit cheeky. And of course, she knows how to break the internet with a single line. Of course, no Taylor Swift announcement would be complete without a little sparkle, a touch of romance, and just the tiniest hint of mystery. According to reports in the US, the jaw-dropping engagement ring was purchased from Artifacts Fine Jewelry, a boutique brand known for timeless, high-quality designs. Prices on the jeweler's website started around $29,000, which already tells you this piece is nothing short of spectacular. Fans are convinced the cushion-cut diamond on a gold band is worth far more, with many calling it one of the most elegant celebrity engagement rings in recent memory. Look at this ring. I'm absolutely gagged. That is some diamond. It's also so Taylor. Very vintage looking. I love it. The proposal itself was straight out of a storybook. Photos from the couple's Instagram carousel showed them surrounded by a sea of roses, anemones, delphiniums, and hydrangeas, all perfectly arranged to give the moment an enchanted woodland vibe. The flowers framed the couple in a way that looked magical, but not over the top, almost like a hidden nook in the middle of a fairy tale forest. Wedding florist Nicola Paul told the BBC that the setup had simple elegance, not too ostentatious, and described how the natural greenery blended with the blooms to create a lush and dreamy backdrop. Celebrity florist Jeff Leem, who is known for creating floral worlds for the Kardashians, chimed in, too, calling the design a beautiful hidden secret garden with a romantic mix of florals. It is the kind of setup that makes you want to grab a cup of champagne and twirl around in a gown because everything about it screamed romance without ever veering into cliché. And because this is Taylor Swift we are talking about, there just had to be Easter eggs woven into the mix. Swifties immediately noticed that her caption included a firecracker emoji, which at first glance seems like a simple nod to the excitement of the moment. But for longtime fans, it could also be read as TNT, which perfectly doubles as TNT, the abbreviated initials for Taylor and Travis. It is exactly the sort of hidden wink Swift has been sprinkling into her work for years, and her fans were quick to pick up on it. Another detail that made headlines is that neither Taylor nor Travis has ever been publicly engaged before. That makes this moment even more monumental since the pair are not only stepping into a brand new chapter together, but also creating their very first engagement story to share with the world. It feels fresh, uncharted, and uniquely theirs. The whole scene really shows how carefully this couple balances elegance with intimacy. The ring, the flowers, the secret garden setting, even the tiny Easter eggs and the caption. It was all thought out in a way that was romantic but still fun, just like them. If you thought Taylor's engagement announcement could not get any more perfectly Taylor, she went ahead and sprinkled in one more detail that sent fans absolutely spinning. Alongside the dreamy Instagram carousel, she paired the post with her ballad So High School from the Tortured Poets Department album, a song widely believed to have been written about Travis Kelce. It used the song So High School for the post, which is really cute cause it's Taylor's song about Travis, although I imagine there are going to be many more to come. It was one of those musical winks that only Taylor could pull off. The lyrics playing over the photos included the line, "I feel so high school every time I look at you," which instantly melted everyone's hearts. It was sweet, nostalgic, and almost cheeky, like the kind of thing you doodle in your notebook about your crush during class. The clip finished on an even juicier note with the lyric, "Are you going to marry, kiss, or kill me?" And Swifties knew exactly where that came from. It was a clever nod to a 2016 interview in which Travis played a game of kiss, marry,